Imagine holding a book written over 500 years ago. It's filled with ideas so out there, so radical, they could have gotten you into some serious trouble. A book that, today, is one of the most expensive things ever sold. This isn't just any old book. No, this is a direct line into the mind of a true genius. Okay, let's get into it. We're going to try and decode the Codex Leicester.
So right off the bat, you're hit with a problem. Just trying to look at the pages of this thing, it's a puzzle. So I guess the first most obvious question is, how in the world do you even read it?
Because this is what you see, page after page of perfect, flowing handwriting, but it's all completely backwards. Yeah, to read any of it, you literally have to hold it up to a mirror. This isn't some sloppy mistake. This is a deliberate, carefully crafted code.
And the price tag for this 500-year-old, backwards written notebook? A cool $30.8 million. That makes it one of the most expensive books ever. So you have to ask yourself, what secrets are hidden in these mirrored pages that make them worth that much?
Look, to understand the book, you first have to understand the man. And we all know Leonardo da Vinci, right? The guy who painted the Mona Lisa? But that was just one slice of who he was. His real, driving passion was curiosity.
This quote, it just nails it. See, while everyone else in his time looked at the world and pretty much accepted it as is, Leonardo looked at it and asked, but why? It wasn't enough for him to just see a river flow. He had to understand the source code, the fundamental rules that made it all work.
Let's just put this into perspective. Back then, there were really two ways to see the world. Most people followed beliefs, old myths, religious dogma, things that were considered true just because they'd always been said. But Leonardo, he took a completely different path. He followed questions. He was obsessed with the how and why of everything. How water moves, why the sky is blue, even the deep history of the Earth itself.
So all that questioning, where did it lead him? What did he actually find out? Well, let's crack open the notebook and see some of the secrets he was scribbling down.
The Codex is just jam-packed with these obsessive studies, especially about water. I mean, he was charting river flows, dreaming up theories about eddies and currents, and trying to figure out how massive floods could literally reshape the planet. But he didn't just stop at Earth. He looked up at the sky and asked a really simple question with a mind-blowing answer. Why does the moon shine?
And this is where it gets absolutely wild. He figured it out. He correctly deduced that the moon's faint glow wasn't its own light, but sunlight bouncing off of Earth's oceans and lighting up the dark part of the lunar surface. We call it Earthshine now, and it wasn't scientifically proven for centuries. Leonardo got there with just his eyes and that incredible brain of his.
He used that same incredible logic on the ground, too. He'd see fossils of seashells and fish way up in the mountains. Now, the story everyone accepted back then was that they were left over from the biblical Great Flood. But Leonardo, he followed the evidence, and it led him to a much more shocking conclusion. These mountains must have once been ancient seabeds, pushed up over unbelievable stretches of time. I mean, that was a direct challenge to how old people thought the world was. A truly revolutionary idea.
Which, of course, brings us right back to the notebook's weirdest feature. Why go to all this trouble, documenting these amazing discoveries, but do it in such a bizarre, hidden way?
It's the big mystery, isn't it? The core enigma of the Codex. Was this just some weird personal quirk, or was there a really good reason for all this secrecy?
Well, there are a few big theories. The most dramatic one is that he was hiding his work from the church because, a lot of his science flew in the face of religious doctrine. A more practical idea? He was left-handed, and writing right to left meant he wouldn't smudge the ink. Smart. Or maybe it was just a kind of privacy setting for his brain, a personal code for a mind that just worked differently. The truth is, we'll probably never know for sure.
So after Leonardo died, the story of the notebook itself gets pretty fascinating. For hundreds of years, this collection of world-changing ideas was basically hidden away, completely out of sight.
Yeah, after Leonardo's death in 1519, the notebook basically vanished. It was passed quietly between private collectors for centuries. It didn't even get its modern name until the 1700s when an English nobleman, the Earl of Leicester, bought it. And it stayed in that family all the way until 1980, before finally hitting the auction block in a massive sale in 1994.
And who bought it? None other than Bill Gates, for that $30 million price tag. But here's the cool part, something that feels really true to Leonardo's own spirit. He didn't just lock it away in a vault. He had the whole thing digitally scanned and now sends the original manuscript on tours around the world, sharing this incredible piece of history with everybody. And that, right there, is the whole point. The Codex Leicester isn't valuable because it's covered in gold or jewels. It's just a simple notebook. Its staggering worth comes from one thing and one thing only: the power of the revolutionary ideas written on its pages. It's proof that pure human curiosity and intellect are priceless.
And it really makes you wonder, right? This book survived for over 500 years. What if it had gotten lost, burned in a fire, or just tossed aside by someone who thought it was the nonsense ramblings of a crazy person? How many of these incredible insights would have just vanished? How much would that have set science back?
Because at the end of the day, the Codex Leicester is so much more than just a dusty old book. It's a testament to an amazing fact that a single person, with nothing more than a relentless sense of curiosity and a notebook, can actually change how we see the entire universe. And that just leaves us with one last thought. Leonardo's ideas seemed like pure magic back then, but they all came from just looking closely and asking questions. So it makes you wonder, what's the next big, world-changing idea that's sitting in a notebook somewhere right now, just waiting to be discovered?